Hey guys, what's going on? This is Shash. I'm in Iceland right now, and I want to teach you how to do better sales calls so you can actually close more deals for higher prices. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, before I start this video, hit the like button, smash the subscribe button so I can keep making these videos for you. So, I run a 7-figure agency called Linx Digital. We have a really great closing rate. Our minimum retainers typically start around $5,000 a month, which is a pretty high price. Now, how do we sell these? The way that most people teach selling in the industry is pretty useless for agency sales. So there's either the Sam Owens traffic and funnels kind of model where you are basically kind of pitching them, but it's kind of a high pressure pitch. And that doesn't work for agency sales. So I actually had a buddy named Raul who was trying the Sam Owens sales script pitch, and clients would call him out on it and be like, hey, I've heard that pitch a million times. Or they would be like, hey, that's the Sam Owens pitch. Why are you trying that on me? And he wasn't closing that well. However, once me and my friend, we taught him a different model of selling, he started selling at a much higher rate. Now, what you got to understand with agency sales is that usually these people are business owners, they're pretty savvy, and they're making, in many ways, a logical decision. So you don't need to get into any kind of high pressure selling tactics because it's going to turn off these kind of buyers. These are more sophisticated buyers. Now, the model of selling that works with these type of buyers is usually the consultative selling model. Now, there's a really good book I've read on this, which is called The Challenger Sale. And I think spin selling is also good. But the Challenger Sale basically found that, the best sellers would use a consultative model where they would dig really deep into the client's problems, try to understand their situation, and basically, give them the solution, which is their service, but they're not necessarily trying to sell everybody. They're trying to more qualify the client, understand their situation, and make sure everything makes sense in terms of a good fit of working together. So that's the first thing you want to understand is when you're jumping on these sales calls, you're like a doctor diagnosing the client's issues, and in some cases, the diagnosis might actually be that they don't need your service. And in many cases, the way we sell it is with a lot of authority. So we go in there and we're basically like the doctor. We kind of ask them about their symptoms and then we recommend the course of action, but we're not necessarily trying to, just sell our service. Now, when we do our selling on our sales calls, it's very simple. Number one, we're not really trying to sell at all. The way we approach these sales calls is we're literally trying to see if it's a good fit. Because quite honestly, if we take on a client that's a bad fit, we lose money. It can be a major pain. We don't want to do that. So the first thing we do is we basically discover what their needs are. We discover what their real situation is. So we dig into their kind of marketing situation, figure out what's going on, and that allows us to figure out whether they're qualified or not, or if they're qualified for a different type of thing, such as our course instead of our agency services. So the second thing you want to do is you want to disqualify them as much as humanly possible. You want to actually find reasons why they wouldn't be a good fit, and you want to kind of have them tell you that it would be a good fit. So for example, what we do a lot of times is we'll have clients that come on and they're like, yeah, we're looking for an agency, but I know how to run ads myself. And my business partner will directly ask, so why don't you just run the ads yourself, right? And then we figure out the true pain point, which is that, hey, they don't have time, they want an expert, or they want somebody they can trust with it. So you really want to kind of disqualify them by seeing, what things you can disqualify them on, right? So essentially that's discovery and disqualification are two important parts of it. And you really want to make sure you just, it's a funnel where you're disqualifying unqualified candidates for your agency services. Now, the thing is, once you figure out that they're a good fit, what we usually do, and we're doing all of this simultaneously, so we'll be disqualifying people who are not a good fit, we'll be doing the discovery, but we'll also be, doing the discovery, trying to disqualify them. If they're qualified, we'll actually go into their situation and provide basically feedback. So because we work with so many clients in the industry, we're experts, and the way we set the frame is that, hey, this is what you're doing with your business. Actually, this is possibly a better way to do it. And that actually helps us with our closing rate, because now they see that, oh, these guys aren't just running ads, but they actually know what is involved with running an e-commerce or an info product business, and we're providing active feedback. So, on a lot of calls, I'll pick up on something that perhaps, they're doing wrong, and I'll be like, yeah, maybe you should try this, or maybe you should try this method instead because it's worked really great for us. And because we just work with so many clients, we know what works, what doesn't work. So becoming that strategist on the call and actually providing strategy advice instead of just selling is also huge, because now they view you as a very valuable source of information and guidance, and they view you as the expert. Now, after we get through those phases, what I like to do is I like to talk about clients that are similar to them. So for example, if they have a phone call funnel, we'll talk about a client that we helped get into 2 Club X, which is an award for doing over $10 million with ClickFunnels. So, and they used a phone call funnel. So we will find similar clients and talk about them and be like, basically go over their situation and just talk about like, yeah, these guys did this, you should also do that. At that point, they're usually pretty interested because, we've helped them with clients that are exactly similar. We've gotten some amazing results for clients that are similar. And then we've also given them strategy advice. We've also shown them we're not desperate for the sale by actually being willing to, disqualify them and see if they're qualified or not. Our whole philosophy on these sales calls is we're just looking for good fits. And that's how we tell it to them. We tell them, listen, we're not really looking to sell you. We want to see if there's a fit here because we want long-term partners. We want long-term business partners in the sense that we're the traffic partner, we're the agency, and they, obviously have their business, and we work together over a long period of time. So it's not in our interest to get a client that will stay on for 1 month. We want clients that will stay on for 6 months, 2 years, and so on. So that's really important. Now, there are a couple of key more points to selling. One thing we do is we focus on selling our systems and our processes more than the fact that I'm a great ads manager, right? Because we have a team. So we focus on the team, we focus on the process that we have. So instead of it being like a guru brand where, there are a lot of agencies that have some guru and they're like, yeah, I'm the guru, I'm the best. We actually downplay my role in it and we say, yep, the reason we get results is because, we have a really great process for it. We make sure that, we're optimizing every single day. We have a great creative infrastructure and we have a team, and we're basically focused on that instead of being focused on, guru being like a famous guru or whatever, which obviously I'm not. I have like barely any subscribers, but I don't want to go down that route. And that route actually results in worse results for the clients, because any agency that relies on a guru kind of brand, I feel like they're usually lacking the actual fulfillment because the guru can't actually do all the work. So that's really important, is we focus on showing them our systems and our processes. And basically we try to get them to ask about that. We ask them, hey, what questions do you have for us? What do you want to know? And usually they'll ask us, okay, what's your process like? And then we'll actually go into it. So we have them elicit the question and then we go into it. And that way, it's basically increases our conversion rate a lot. Now, the last piece of this is you also want to set the call up in a way where pre-call, they're ready to buy. So what we do on the pre-call is we make them book through a link which actually has a lot of our testimonials from A-player clients, Kino Body, Amazing Selling Machine, etc. So they go see these clients and they're like, oh man, these guys work with some big players in the industry. And so that already warms them up. I've had a lot of clients buy because they're like, hey, I know you worked with this guy or with this guy, so I'm really interested in working with you because I really like their stuff. So that's really, really important. So yeah, guys, those are some really key tips on how to close more sales for your SMMA. Hopefully that helps you out. If you like this video, hit the like button or the subscribe button. And yeah, keep watching this channel for more content.